Coach, there's a dirty rumor going around that you were smack talking Jay Cutler midway through the third quarter when he had negative 2 points. He finishes with 17, so nearly a 20-point turnaround in a 20-point loss. Do you blame yourself for being a moron, or do you think there's other things that were involved in that case?
Well, I certainly don't think it was moronic to cheer for Cutler there, down that stretch. My flexi wasn't having a great day, and I needed some points, and Jay was his quarterback. So I'm grateful that that Jay finally got going. Certainly, I benefited more because my flex play had 21 points, and Jay ended up having 17. So ended up being a 4-point advantage for me. Not quite sure why anybody would bring that up as something that cost me the game. If anything, it helped me out a little bit more. So, I think the moron's probably the guy who asked that question. So hopefully he's got a better one than that one up and coming.
Next thing, Coach, which hurt worse, watching Antonio Gates go off against your Cowboys and actually beating them, or at the time it actually put you at almost 10 points ahead in your fantasy football matchup? Now, you blew both games either way, but I just want to know which one hurt the most.
Well, I mean, obviously, losing to the Chargers doesn't make me lose too much sleep. It's an AFC team. It's not really a rival. There's really not a lot to it. We still got 12 football games left in the football season, so, it really didn't mean much. Now, losing to Postma, on the other hand, that one kind of digs at me a little bit. Certainly unhappy about it. Don't like losing to the guy. Don't like the fact that he's probably walking away thinking he's a lot better than what he really is. But my greatest regret to this whole thing is probably the fact that I'm not going to be able to play Postma again this year because the guy's just not going to make it very far in the playoffs. If he's lucky enough to even get there, he's got a pretty good history of just exiting in round one when it means something. And so, I am disappointed that there's a chance I'm not going to be able to play Blair again, but certainly want another shot, want another crack at this guy. But, probably be sitting on the sidelines after week 15, unfortunately.
Yeah, Coach, earlier this season, you were heard to have some negative comments about Frank Gore and his lack of production. Did it hurt calling him out, seeing him go for just over 19 points in a 20-point loss? Was that maybe the smartest thing you've ever done, or are you just a moron?
Well, I don't remember calling Gore out this week. Certainly don't think very highly of Gore. The guy's just a 2-yard per carry kind of a back. I'm really glad he's not on my team. I don't know what this guy Postma's doing, thinking that he's all great. He played the Rams this week, and I don't know if you know, but DeMarco Murray went off on the Rams last week, and he's pretty much an average back. So, if you want to take this one as a prediction for what's in store in the future, you go right ahead and just keep expecting that, and I think you'll be sorely disappointed in that. So, the guy just stinks. And think that the question does as well.
Finally, Coach, in all seriousness, what were you thinking at the draft with this team? I don't see any superstars here at all. Sure, Gates can step up on occasion. Fitzgerald obviously has been strong in the past, but I got to really question these decisions. What went into your draft preparation? You don't happen to drink, do you?
I'm not quite sure what you're getting at here. If we want to look at track records, I've got a track record of drafting pretty good in the draft. I got 3 championships to show for it. I don't think that there's any reason to doubt, what's going on this year. We started out, and at the top we've got a championship quarterback in Tony Romo, championship quarterback for fantasy football purposes. The guy's won a title for me. Certainly we're building around him and building, what's already a dynasty. So I'm not quite sure what you're getting at here, but, if anyone has, a reason to question somebody's draft, and probably me questioning the backdoor deals between Postma and Hewish there at the draft day, and so just glad that both of you got burned there. I think that you'll see later on this year that both those squads are just going to stink, and so we'll see how everything turns out. I'm pretty confident, though, in how my draft went, and not too concerned about how it went. So,
sorry, Coach. One last question. No. Just looking at your lineup, the running back situation is just horrendous with Jackson out. Alfred Morris now is injured. Reese Jones-Drew.
Yeah,
he's pretty pathetic with some terrible matchups coming up. What are your plans going forward? I understand you turned down a pretty substantial trade this week, that would have really helped your running back situation. Is this just waiting on Trina to decide, or are you really running this team, or what exactly is going on?
Well, hey, let's just get one thing straight. There is only one thing that Trina does in this league. She tells me what I can and cannot say, and that is it. Everything else, roster-wise, that's me. All the smack talk, the approved smack talk, that's me too. And so, I'm not real sure what this question is getting at. My running back situation, yeah, we're a little bit banged up right now, but certainly, I'll take my backs over any backs that Postman's got over there on his team. I mean, just, if he's hanging his hat on Frank Gore, I can tell you right now where that's going to end up at the end of the year. So, don't worry about me, and don't worry about this season. We'll lick our wounds from this loss and get moving on here. Certainly not worried about this loss. Like I said, I'm not so worried about the first 4 weeks. I'm worried about the last 3. And the last 3 is where I'm going to get it done here in this league. And hopefully I run into Postman, because I wouldn't like anything more than just to shut this guy up before the season's over.